Alright, man, sorry. Haven't made a video in a while. I was on vacation. Very rare occurrence. It's like seeing a unicorn, and unicorns don't exist. Alright, so we're going to talk about this market a little bit. Bitcoin had a strong rebound off of very strong support. So what does that mean? So a strong rebound is like when the price comes to test, meaning, the price was up here, came down here, and it tested this support level. A support level is a price at which there's a lot of people who bought in. And because so many people bought in, they're not likely to sell at that price, right? And so it came down, tested the support level for a little bit. It was a good day to buy, or good few days to buy some cheap Bitcoin. I think it was a day, maybe it was like 2 days. There's a company called Grayscale. They bought 7,000 Bitcoin. MicroStrategy bought $400 million worth of Bitcoin during that dip. The country of El Salvador bought another 100 Bitcoin during the dip. And yeah, it was a good time to buy. And if you had extra money, throw it in there. And now you came up because it came back up. Excuse me. What else? Fidelity, which is an insurance and investment savings fund retirement company. They went to Canada and created a spot ETF in Canada, and it's like maybe the 8th ETF in Canada. It's Fidelity knows that they will make a tremendous amount of money with an ETF, a spot ETF, meaning that the exchange traded fund is using the actual price of Bitcoin to have people enter and exit that market by buying shares of that ETF. And within the first ETF opened in Canada, I think it made 400 million in the first day, and then next it was like at $1 billion within 3 or 4 days. And so they were waiting on the U.S. to do the ETF. Said the U.S. has been saying no, the SEC has been saying no, so they went north. They went to Canada, which a lot of companies are doing. Grayscale recently sent a very stern and angry letter to the SEC, because the SEC has denied them a spot ETF for like 3 years now. And Grayscale, they've got maybe 100, or maybe like 150, 200,000 BTC, right? So, and that's Bitcoin, it's not dollars, you know what I mean? And they've been accumulating Bitcoin for a few years now in the many thousands at a time, okay? And so, they're like, dude, we've been playing your game, we pay you money, we pay taxes, we pay taxes. It's quote unquote, right? What's up, man? Y'all are supposed to do our bidding. What's up, man? We want to do this ETF now. We're going to get this popping over here. All we got to do is just convert our current existing shareholders in our company, which is basically acting like an ETF already. You just need to convert it, make it real, and have investors now flock into buying our spot ETF shares. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. Man, metaverse, NFT coins going crazy. MetaHero, I told you all about MetaHero. It just did 100%, man. Sand, I mentioned Sand a long time ago, man. I think we did like 15x on Sand this year, maybe a little bit more. Bruh, it's popping. The market is doing very well. Ethereum was 1% away from an all-time high, and it just hit an all-time high like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? It's still going. It's crazy, man. The market is crazy. It's heating up. Things are going well. If you're not in, you should be in. Not financial advice. I'm just a random guy on the internet, but I think I'm doing all right as far as advice goes. But what coins should you buy right now? I think Ethereum for sure. I would say not to buy Bitcoin just yet. I mean, like, you can't go wrong with buying Bitcoin. Anytime you buy Bitcoin is great. But to be honest, there's other coins that will move much, more rapidly than Bitcoin does, because Bitcoin is such a massive asset in the space. It's always a good time to buy Bitcoin, but I only buy altcoins so that I can buy Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, when I first started earlier this year, our portfolio could only buy so much Bitcoin, and now it's probably doubled how much Bitcoin we could actually buy, because we've been investing in altcoins versus Bitcoin. And so I don't think that, and as the year, or as this bull run progresses, that trend becomes more, what do you call it? It becomes more augmented. You know what I mean? That trend becomes more, it just becomes stronger, and it grows faster. So I think, me personally, not financial advice, I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody knows what the price is going to be. Anybody telling you they know exactly for sure what the price is going to be is lying. But I think we're going to at least 2x, which is double up, at least, probably 3 to 4x the entire market from here. So, Bitcoin at its current price near 60K, I think, not financial advice, I think, probably going to go between 120 to 250, between there, before this is all said and done. So I'm not saying it's bad to buy Bitcoin. I'm not saying that. But then at the same time, if that's what happens to Bitcoin, Ethereum, probably looking closer to 20 grand per Ethereum, which today is trading under 5,000. You know what I mean? And then if you look at the other coins, man, Solana is going to do well. DOT is going to do very well. Terra, a new all-time high. It's the highest it's ever been, $57 for 1 Terra. And we got an F4, baby. You feel me? Shiba Inu, everybody said it was done because it did that big run up and then crashed down. You got to remember, like, meme coins, they're going to move like this. It's going to be really crazy. Shiba Inu, very near an all-time high. You know what I mean? It's probably gonna do very well. I'll be honest with you, man. These other coins are really good, and they're solid coins. I still consider Shiba Inu a meme coin. An argument could be made for it to be a real coin, quote unquote. But for me anyway, real coins is longevity in the space. Longevity in the space, right? We don't know if something's a rug pull until they pull the rug. And not saying that Shiba is that, but I'm just saying, be careful. But yeah, it's probably gonna, if Bitcoin 3x's, Ethereum if it's 4x's, then Shiba probably do much more than that by the end of this run. And these are things that you need to consider when choosing which coin you're going to get into. How much risk do you have versus reward? What else, man? There's something else I was going to talk about, man. It was, Plan B. All right, if you don't know who Plan B is, Plan B he's the one who created the Bitcoin stock to flow model, right? It's a technique used in stocks where they say, okay, how much new stock needs to be issued for the price to cut in half, right? Assuming the price stays relatively the same, right? And as the price gets higher, more of the stock needs to be issued. But the thing with Bitcoin is that Bitcoin doesn't have any new issuing of coin, really. There's a finite amount of it that nobody can change that. With stocks, you can split stocks or, whatever in order to issue new stock, and that cuts the price in half and whatever. You can't do that with Bitcoin, right? So there's a infinitely lopsided supply-demand ratio for the tokenomics of Bitcoin. And so when you apply a stock to flow model, it has a exponentially growing and increasing price that it's just it's legit, right? It's It's just the way it makes sense mathematically for looking at the coin and the price of the coin. Now, so Plan B created this stock to flow model, and when he made this stock to flow model, it's been eerily accurate. And for the first time I think ever, or maybe like the second time ever, it missed because it said Bitcoin should be 100 grand by December 1st of 2021. Sorry. So it missed, but I wouldn't count the model out at all. And honestly, like, I don't care. I know it's going to 100. You know, just me personally, I think it's going to, very confidently, it's going to go to 100 grand at some point, whether it's December 1st or February 1st or January 1st or whatever, or March 1st or, you know, January 1st, 2024. I have no doubt that, you know, it's going to 100 grand at some point. So, you know, him being wrong on that model, you know, it doesn't worry me, which it's been worrying a lot of people anyway. But the other thing to think about is how correct his model has been thus far. Like, very close, man. Within, you know, a 2 to 3% margin of error of predicting the price of Bitcoin at particular dates, right? It's very impressive. And so if he is right most of the time, above 90%, which is unheard of in trading, if he's right above 90% of the time, you know, then I would consider right now very discounted Bitcoin, extremely discounted Bitcoin. I mean, this discounted by like 40% compared to what it probably should be right now. And, you know, regardless of the stock to flow model, I think Bitcoin should be priced way, way, way higher than what it is right now. I think we're going to see an influx of new investors. If you are studying the El Salvador, you know, phenomena going on in terms of, you know, the adoption of Bitcoin there, massive corporations like Starbucks, Walmart, etc., using Bitcoin on a day-to-day basis, accepting Bitcoin payments on a day-to-day basis, and the average person, what it's done for the remittance market, you know, all that kind of stuff, then, you know, and considering that that's just a tiny, tiny country in the middle of South America, you know, and there's so many other countries outside of South America that have way bigger economies that have been looking to adopt Bitcoin and are, you know, have proposed legislation, are currently writing legislation, you know, and that's just South America. You know, we're not talking about Asia, we're not talking about Africa, and everybody's looking at how this El Salvador thing is playing out, especially its relationship and interactions with the IMF. Yeah, $100,000 Bitcoin is like, I mean, it's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's my 2 cents. I'm super confident. Haven't sold anything, bro. Glad I broke up my XRP position. You know what I mean? We did very well in Sol, SOUL, and some other stuff going into those, aping into those coins. I think Sand was actually one of them. So, and XRP is still where it's at. Hope to recoup my XRP holdings, but yeah, man, we'll see. All right, man, love you. Peace.